Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Nur Hazika. I will briefly explain the Journal of Situation Leadership with a Steve-in Genetic Intelligent Approach by Andika, Nurul, Sugeng, and Ajmat 2020. This journal has been analyzed and it talks about new leadership idea, the biometric test, to help leaders communicate better with the teams because there is a problem that affects the usual leadership, which is misunderstanding. Thus, IQ and personality also help to shape five leadership. The journal also being justified and used genetic intelligence for five leadership models to address communication issue between leaders and teams. The journal suggests genetic testing for inherited smart shaping personality and to emphasize personal and greener leadership style. Finally, the journal recommends to consider genetic intelligence to boost leadership effectiveness, improve communication, and also enhance situational leadership models for better professional result. Next is the journal by Vignesh, Dr. Kritika, Sumit, and Deepo Poma 2023. Is the situation leadership approach in leadership is still effective? This journal has been analyzed and is talk about leadership in modern companies. The journal states that situational leadership might be less crucial in the present business landscape, but also state that it still can be influenced despite by some limitation. The journal justified how the situational leadership works in modern business, also show it's adaptable considering different employee level and help manage skill and customize support for individual need. Finally, the journal recommends use different leadership style like situational leadership in daily operation, and also leaders should understand situation approach and use various techniques for business success.
For the analysis, medical action team often operates under a great deal of pressure and tensions. For medical action, adaptive leadership may thus be extremely helpful. So this research aims to answer these two questions. For this justification, the research used video materials of medical students team practicing advanced life support in a course for their master in technical medicine to answer this research question. Also, the study aimed to explore whether a leader adapt his or her behavior during a medical solution according to the task requirement and whether this will be more effective for the team's performance. As a recommendation, the next research needs to investigate adaptive leadership in different contexts. So the fact that leadership involves sensitive aspects that are not always apparent via spoken words might be very helpful in studying adaptive leadership. This include, for instance, exchange glance and body language. Next article about influence of gaining perspective dimension of adaptive leadership on organizational performance of insurance company in Kenya. For the analysis, the research aimed to determine how much the gaining perspective aspect of adaptive leadership affect organizational success. The concept of contemplation, recognizing adaptive problem, and problem solving were used to study gaining perspective. For justification, perspective gaining explained 27.7% of organizational success. The research concluded that obtaining perspective significantly impacts organizational performance since it also identified a positive and significant correlation between perspective gaining and organizational process. As a recommendation, that the researcher examine the perspective of lower level worker or manager in connecting to top and middle level manager to enhance the study's conclusions about their understanding of how adaptive leadership influences organizational success. The analysis is the choice of this research topic was influenced by the researcher's personal experience working in Nigerian upstream oil and gas industry and the industry speculative situation regarding wage, reward and employment termination being determined and influenced by external parties. The studies also investigate how leadership styles affect workers' productivity in the Nigerian oil and gas sector. For the justification, a total of 93 replies were obtained out of 125 respondents given the questionnaire, giving a 74.4% response rate. The result of this investigation, along with an analysis of the answer to the questionnaire, show that Chevron Nigeria Limited employs a variety of leadership philosophies. Solution for this research, the research should look at the effect of other variables and how they connect to leadership style and worker productivity. These variables include like cultural variations, employee attitudes and expectation, organization policies, and power distance. This research suggests that organizations should focus on the demand of their workers' leadership style if they want to increase employee productivity.
Hi, my name is Shalini Ramesh. Today I'm going to present about 3 journals. The first one is Exploring the Role of Leaders in Enabling Adaptive Capacity in Hospital Teams. It's a multiple case study. The aim of the research is to an in-depth examination of how leadership within hospital settings contributes to developing and enhancing adaptive capacity among healthcare teams. The study focuses on leaders within hospitals, including executives, department aides, and team leaders. Next is justification. The research concluded that constant changes, including advancement in medical technology, evolving regulations, and shifts in patient demographics, characterize the healthcare sector. And understanding how leadership contribute to adaptive capacity is crucial in navigating this dynamic and complex environment. Next is recommendation. Develop and implement leadership training programs specifically tailored to the healthcare context, focusing on skills that enhance adaptive leadership. Next journal is role of adaptive leadership in learning organizations to boost organizational innovation with change self-efficacy. The choice of this research topic was how leadership practices can foster a culture of continuous learning, innovation, and a proactive attitude toward change within an organizational context. Adaptive leadership practices involve strategies such as fostering a culture of experimentation, encouraging open communication, and providing guidance during periods of change. The justification. The research concluded the ability to learn continuously becomes a strategic imperative. A commitment to continuous learning and innovation enhance opportunities for employee development, customer needs, and preference evolve. Recommendation for this journal is research should look at the culture of continuous learning by encouraging employees to engage in ongoing education, skills development, and knowledge sharing. The next journal is adaptive managers as emerging leaders during the COVID-19 crisis. The research topic was referred to individuals who step into leadership roles or adapt their leadership styles to effectively guide organizations through the unique challenges presented by the pandemic. Justification for this research is the COVID-19 crisis presented unprecedented challenges with widespread and simultaneous impacts on global health, economies, and daily life. The recommendation for this research is the research should look at the realm of adaptive managers as emerging leaders during the COVID-19 crisis, could explore various dimensions to deepen our understanding and contribute valuable insights to leadership practices in times of unprecedented challenges.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Sarah binti Nizam. For this analysis, this journal is how having diverse and varied elements within an organization is important for it to be able to adapt to change. We recognize there is a balance between sticking to what the organization already knows and trying out new things, and this balance is crucial. The research method used involve flexible interviews and a detailed analysis approach, which help in truly exploring the emerging ideas and concepts. The justification this journal, the emphasis on adaptive leadership is justified by its proven effectiveness in navigating complexity and fostering resilient teaching teams. The approach promotes critical thinking, comfort with ambiguity, and rapid adjustment to changing conditions, essential quality in the educational context. Lastly, for the recommendation this journal, educational leaders are advised to focus on creating group norms, establishing a flexible framework, and fostering shared mental model. These elements are crucial for effective leadership, especially in uncertain situations. The recommendation is to prioritize team progress and cultivate a flexible mentality to successfully address adaptive challenge, promoting a culture of continuous learning and adaptation in educational institutions. The analysis for second journal is examine how small and medium enterprise, or we call SME, and larger company in Puerto Rico's food industry handle crises through adaptive leadership. It offers insight into how leadership strategies impact organizational resilience, especially during crises like natural disaster and the COVID-19 pandemic. Next, we go to the justification. It focuses on adaptive leadership is justified by the crucial need for organizations to effectively manage and overcome crises. Understanding successful organization trait and adaptive leadership characteristics is essential for leaders and policymakers aiming to improve resilience and crisis management. And the last part, the recommendation for this journal, it study conclude that while flexibility help organization navigate challenge, success is not guaranteed. It's considering other quality when selecting executive. The recommendation is to broaden the criteria for recruiting effective leaders, and recognizing adaptive leadership is valuable but additional attribute contribute to overall success. The last journal, the analysis was emphasized the significance of integrity in fostering organizational adaptability, acknowledging the tension between exploitation and exploration as a critical element. Next, the justification for the last journal, the use of a semi-structured interview approach and template analysis align with the dynamic nature of the research topic, enabling deeper understanding of organizational adaptability requirement. The engagement of tension in conflicting process is justified as it mirrors the real-world challenge faced by organizations seeking innovation. Lastly, for the recommendation, leaders are advised to prioritize nurturing creative personnel, managing tension, and establishing adaptive space. The recommendations stem from the finding that underscore this element as key drivers for organizational success in dynamic environment, offering a practical guide for leaders aiming to enhance innovation and adaptability within their teams. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nurul Nadia, and I will talk about adaptive leadership, concept model, and their actualization in educational institution by Muhammad Iwan Fitrani, 2023. The one of analysis that mentioned in this article is valuable insight into the principle and practice of adaptive leadership. Just for justification, the expert holds adaptive leadership theory, and the last one is recommendation. They have three: explore an adaptive leadership model, stay informed, and training and development. For the next article is adaptive leadership behavior. The rules of time pressure and emotional intelligence is influence on follower OCB by Lawrence Rodesh, 2021. This article mentioned about analysis, which is the dynamic relationship between time pressure, emotional intelligence, adaptive leadership behavior, and follower organizational citizenship behavior. For justification, the examination of within person fluctuation, then relationship at the within person level of analysis and centering of predictor variable, and the last one is implication for organizational leadership and management practice. Let's also have a three recommendation, which is the mechanism and boundary condition, training programs, and the potential impact of other factors. Another article is about the development and validation of the adaptive leadership behavior skills by Sophie Notel, Annika Noble, Scher UD Willigen, Jan Sepper, UT Halshiger, 2023. Okay, this analysis has assessed adaptive leadership behavior. For justification, a new instrument, the importance of establishing a new measure for adaptive leadership and ethical standard. This also have a three recommendation, which is multi-source design, longitudinal studies, and assessment in different contexts and culture.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nordiana Sarina and I will briefly explain about the three articles that I have found. Firstly, the leadership for empowerment, analyzing leadership practice in a youth care organization using peer video reflection by Arnold E. Banders 2021. The analysis and the justification of the article is to gain insight into empowering and disempowering leadership practices in complex transformation processes. Revsky 2015 defined the 21st century as the century of complexity. According to Revsky, the mechanism underlying this complexity have up until recently mainly been disregarded, especially considering the implication for public organization. This article recommends video learning is a useful tool for leadership research in the future, and people daily activities are often a better way to represent their intangible reality than their descriptions of it. Next, emergence of a situational leadership during COVID-19 pandemic called New Normal Leadership by Prof. Christopher D.C. Francisco 2020. The analysis and the justification of this article is a new normal leader is good leader who learn to do routine thing well. Good leaders are also not afraid to take on the impossible challenges. The justification state that COVID-19 created unprecedented challenges, prompting the emergence of a new leadership style known as a new normal leadership, characterized by a strong emphasis on situational adaptability. This article recommends that school administrators are being challenged to share their experience with their colleagues in order to sustain collegiality of their significant experiences in their respective school assignments. Lastly, Adaptive Leadership Model, a systematic literature review and future research by Wahyu Eko Pujanto et al. 2023. The need for strong leaders to address complex and changing national and international concerns. The significance of strong leadership in tackling complex issues at both domestic and global scales is underscored by the authors. This article recommends to emphasize the necessity of understanding leadership dynamics in response to complex and uncertain global challenges by exploring adaptive leadership in varied and multicultural environments. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Hani Shaira. I'm going to explain about situational leadership in service organization. For this journal has analyzed the need for leaders to modify their approach to the unique level of development of their team member within the dynamic service industry. This involves recognizing the wide range of skill, motivation, and experience level present in service organization and taking responsibility for effectively managing and developing these diverse talents. The justification for situational leadership in service organization lies in its ability to optimize human resource management, enhance leadership effectiveness, and support organizational success. By emphasizing continuous trainings and development, open communication, and goal alignment with stakeholder expectations, this strategy seeks to create a culture of accountability, motivation, and trust, ultimately increase performance and profitability in service organization. The recommendation based on situational leadership in service organization is for leaders to focus on understanding the developmental level of their employees and adapt their leadership style accordingly. This approach is seen as essential for enabling employees to advance and receive the necessary support and direction. I also going to explain about effectiveness of situational leadership style in managing workplace crises. For the analysis, this situational leadership style allows leaders to adapt their approach based on the specific requirements of their organization and the severity of the crisis. This adaptability and responsiveness make it effective in handling various workplace crises. The study recognizes that different crises may require specialized leadership and enable seamless transition between different leadership styles to fulfill specific organization objectives. For the justification, the effectiveness of situational leadership in managing workplace crises is justified by its ability to encourage trust, increase credit seeking among employees, and improve quick decision making to lead risks and crises. It addresses organizational issues such as rigidity, inflexibility for communication, and ineffective management, which are common causes of workplace crises. The staff flexibility and ability to adjust to the specific needs of the organization during a crisis further display its effectiveness. The recommendation based on the effectiveness of situational leadership style in managing workplace crises emphasizes the importance of adapting a flexible leadership style that can adjust to the specific requirements of the organization during time of crisis. It targets its transition between multiple approach to leadership to handle different situations, encouraging employee engagement seeking, building trust, and speeding up decision making to reduce risks and crises. The recommendation also highlights how adaptive situational leadership can assist in solving organizational issues that are frequently among the main cause of workplace crises. And lastly, I'm going to explain about the role of leadership in the COVID-19 pandemic crisis. The analysis based on the role of leadership in the COVID-19 pandemic crisis emphasizes the complex difficulties faced by leaders during the pandemic. It highlights the importance of understanding the impact on our organization, employee management, and overall well-being. It also recognizes the dynamic nature of leadership, emphasizing empathy, flexibility, and fortitude in handling the COVID-19 pandemic. The justification based on the role of leadership in the COVID-19 pandemic crisis is that leaders managing unexpected situations that can disrupt an organization's ability to function effectively. The pandemic has highlighted the need for leaders to adapt to rapidly changing situations, inspire their teams, and overcome the challenge. Traditional leadership theory has been reviewed in light of the pandemic, emphasizing the importance of empathy, adaptability, and resilience in the leaders. The study also emphasizes the need for leaders to balance employee safety and productivity, especially in remote works and virtual teams. Overall, the justification is that effective leadership is essential in navigating the complexity and uncertainties of the COVID-19 crisis. For the recommendation, it shows how important it is to keep learning new skills and exploring innovative approach to leadership to continue to meet the changing needs of crisis management. All being considered, the study targets leaders helpful guidance and how to improve their skill and guide their group successfully during times of uncertainty and swift change.